yat yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Purport. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. Everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me, and this is called Archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. But if one practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra around his beads, he is surely the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The last verse of 6th chapter mentions that yogi nam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana. So that's what Prabhupada means here by 6th chapter. Text 28, Subha Shubh Phale Revam Mokshay Se Karma Bandhana Sanyas Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mamu Pashyasi. In this way, you will be freed from bondage of work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Purport. One who acts in Krishna consciousness under superior direction is called Yukta. The technical term is Yukta Vairagya. This is further explained by Rupa Goswami as follows. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatharaham Upayunjata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, Shloka 255. Rupa Goswami says that as long as we are in this material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then that is called Yukta Vairagya. Actually situated in renunciation, such activities clear the mirror of the mind. And as the actor gradually makes progress in spiritual realization, he becomes completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated, and this liberation is also specified. By this liberation, he does not become one with the Brahmajyoti, but rather enters into the planet of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly mentioned here, Mam Upayasyasi. He comes to me, back home, back to Godhead. There are 5 different stages of liberation, and here it is specified that the devotee who has always lived his lifetime here under the direction of the Supreme Lord, as stated, has evolved to the point where he can, after quitting this body, go back to Godhead and engage directly in the association of the Supreme Lord. Anyone who has no interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does it for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever action he performs it as service to the Lord. He does not give serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. For ordinary persons, it is obligatory to execute the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. But although a pure devotee who is completely engaged in the service of the Lord may sometimes appear to go against the prescribed Vedic duties, actually it is not so. It is said therefore by Vaishnava authorities that even the most intelligent person cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. The exact words are Tar Vakya Kriya Mudra Vigyeh Na Bhujay. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalil 23, chapter 23, verse 39. A person who is thus always engaged in this is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord is to be considered completely liberated at present, and in the future he is going back home, back to Godhead. He is guaranteed. He is above all materialistic criticism, just as Krishna is above all criticism. We notice in Bhagavad Gita one thing, that Krishna is making so many promises all along Bhagavad Gita, and it is meant for devotees who are following Krishna and understand Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna is making promises. I will eat, I will free you from, surrender unto me, and I give you this word. So, worship me. So throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is making promises. Who can make, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of his causeless mercy, he is making these promises. And yet we are so, unfortunate that we are, unable to understand, Krishna's words, Krishna's promises, and we think, oh, these are all words. This is all mundanely spoken. So, we should pay a little attention in understanding what Krishna is saying and follow those things. And, our life will be perfect.
You have to stop right there.
I will stop here. It's already 7:35. If there are any questions or comments.
There is a question, but unfortunately, Hare Krishna, I had to connect through YouTube, through Facebook, and it's not connecting. So right now there are like 3 links in Facebook. So probably tomorrow we can do is tomorrow.
We can address those questions tomorrow.
Address the questions
so
tomorrow.
Please write down the questions.
Prabhu, would you like to reread this tomorrow? Because that was a nice pastime. So we nice to read that, and you can probably summarize whatever you read today. So you make sure that we got all the essence, because right now, I was trying to go face and here, and then in between got a couple of calls, and that disturbed the session, and it was on YouTube, but YouTube is not carried in live because it's unable to connect to Facebook. I don't know. Some is having a little bit issues with now everybody going back to school and taking everything over there. We just got a notification, so I hope they didn't crash again. But that is the fact. So we'll kind of do a summary tomorrow.
Yes.
And you probably can read these things again.
Sure, Mother.
And if everybody is watching us, God bless you. Thank you so much. And so, it's not in our control, right? We just have to do our best. And thank you, Stefan, for the heads up. It's like a very nice. It's like something like very nice. You guys are keeping it up. So basically, in spite of our technical difficulties, we're still trying to bring Bhagavad Gita to everyone who likes to join for this reading or hear this reading. So thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, reading at 7:35 with His grace. Very senior. Please join us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.